Hi there, my name is Jack O'Connor. I'm from a company called BHSL based here in West Limerick, Southwest Ireland, and I'm just going to talk to you about the technology, fluidized bed combustion technology, which you see here behind me, a 500 kilowatt fluidized bed unit, and the story of how the technology was developed to deal with the abundance of poultry manure that's produced in our area and in any area in the world where chickens are grown. This story starts back in the late 90s when European-wide legislation came to fruition here in West Limerick, and in particular the Nitrates Directive. So the spreading of poultry manure on local lands could not continue because the phosphorus levels were so high. In response to this regulatory drive, the local Kantor Poultry Producers Association decided to look at what the options were. The idea came from the power plant business worldwide, where we examined, and when I say we, the group in Kantor Poultry Producers Association, I led up the combustion side, and with the University of Limerick, we examined could we miniaturize the power plant scenario to a non-farm situation. On the regulatory development, the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Agriculture were very supportive in seeing that this material was brought out of a waste category to support the idea of having something else other than land spreading to use it for fuel. Once we had decided on the idea and we reached out to the Environmental Protection Agency, and that funding support in the early 2000s allowed us to put the pilot plant in place. Now, we then had to reach out for technical support. Local engineers got involved, and then we found some very experienced technical people in the UK to support this small scale development. So by 2004, we'd established that the pilot unit on my own farm and on the farm at Moss McHenry was viable. The company BHSL was set up, investors came on board, and we then went to reach out to other sites, and Kinsale in the south of Ireland, down near the city of Cork, was identified as an ideal site to test the 200 kilowatt unit. From that site, we attracted customers from the UK, and then by 2010, we started rolling the technology into the UK. This is a fossil energy-free technology where you're using a carbon-rich material to supply the energy requirements on the farm. And poultry manure is rich in carbon, volatiles and hydrogen. So a key part to this deployment of this technology was the regulatory requirements around it. And heretofore, poultry manure was classified as a waste, but with the help of the Environmental Protection Agency, the Department of Agriculture, we took a case to Brussels. The Animal Byproduct Working Group in Brussels worked with DG Sante to eventually leading to the publication of new regulation in 2014, which allowed the use of poultry manure as a fuel in combustion on your own site. So the chicken manure from the flock of chickens is taken from the shed and put into a secure top loader bay, where it is gradually removed as the boiler requires onto a conveyor belt. And the conveyor belt takes it to the fluidized bed unit, and it drops a bubbling bed of sand, and the sand is heated to 700 degrees with an auxiliary diesel burner. Ash drops out as it heads through to the heat exchangers, producing hot water that can be sent down to the poultry sheds to heat sheds, or can be used for electricity generation. We put the advantages into three categories, that's poultry, planet and profit. On the poultry side, we see, because we now have abundant heat, enhanced environment in the shed, optimum ventilation, food conversion ratios are enhanced, taking the manure from the shed to a secured fuel bay enhances biosecurity phenomenally. The planet side is the carbon footprint. We had a solution to the land spreading of manure. The fact that we are not hauling a fossil fuel onto the site has been removed. And the third one then, on the profitability side of it, is this has created new income streams on the farm. Where we are here is in the R&D here at our base in Kantor. The 500 kilowatt unit behind us is used for testing other fuels. From the outset, the technology was developed to allow the chicken producer get on with the business of growing chicken rather than minding a piece of technology like this. So from the very outset, we were remotely hooked into those units, and we have guys here at base that monitor the systems full time, ensuring all those units are in regulatory compliance, number one, and number two, producing sufficient hot water or electricity in the case of 7 of the units. The idea of using residues that heretofore were a nuisance as sources of energy and recovering the nutrients is something that has been pushed from a climate action point of view, from a European circular economy point of view. So we see the technology, the idea of using it at the point of source as being attractive in a whole lot of different spaces, not only in the wastewater industry, in the food sector and in the hen manure and poultry manure sectors.